Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's K-E-S-H-W-A-N-I, Keshwani. We are here because we want to prepare for the GRE. We have been solving math problems out of this book here, the official guide to the revised GRE. If you do not own this book already, purchase one immediately. You're going to need it. The problem that we're about to solve is the one that you will find on page number 260. Please turn to it, page number 260, and today is our lesson number 367. Problem number 6. It says, problem number 6, it says the length of two sides of an isosceles triangle are 15 and 22. The lengths of two sides of an isosceles triangle are 15 and 22. What I'm going to do now is to present to you this problem in a little bit of a different format than the one that you see in the book. We're going to present this problem as a quantitative comparison question. So here's a quantitative comparison question. What we are being asked to compare in column A, we have the perimeter of the triangle, and in column B we have 55. The same exact problem can very easily appear as a quantitative comparison question. As a matter of fact, it did appear as a quantitative comparison question in one of the past exams there. I'll tell you tell you that one in a little bit. But this is how it appeared. So in the middle of the two columns, what you're being told here is that the length of two sides of the isosceles triangle are 15 and 22. The question is, how does the perimeter of this triangle compare to 55? It's a pretty straightforward, simple deal. We are told that it's an isosceles triangle. What we are not told is, what are these sides 15 and 22? Obviously, there are two possibilities. There are only two possibilities. One possibility is that the 22 and 22 are these two sides and the 15 lies at the bottom. And the possibility is just the reverse, which is the 22 lies at the bottom and then you got the 15 and the 15 as the two sides that are equal. There you go, these two sides are equal and these are both isosceles triangles. In this case, we have a length of two sides of the isosceles triangles are 15 and 22, and same thing here, 15 and 22, except they're sitting in a different location. If this is the case we're dealing with, if this were the case we're dealing with, then we have 22 plus 22, 44. 44 plus 15 would be 59. In this scenario, the perimeter would be 59, and we're being asked to compare it against 55. So let's call it scenario A. But let's not call it scenario A because A and B will get us confused with column A and column B. In the first scenario, the perimeter would be 59 and we are being asked to compare it against 55, in which case the answer would be A. But we have no way of knowing which two scenarios we are talking about here. It's ambiguous, which means this is also possible. Scenario number 2 is this possible, where we have 15 and 15, so that's 30. 30 plus 22 is 52. In the scenario number 2, the perimeter would be 52, in which case comparing against 55, we're comparing against 55, in which case column B will be bigger. And of course, because we have conflicting answer, the correct answer to this problem is D. The correct answer to this problem is D. Let's look at one more problem. That is very similar to this one. And this is how that problem appeared. Okay, I'm going to erase all of this thing now. Very good. Here is the next problem. Now we are told in the second problem that I'm going to present to you, which is not in the book, which is the bonus problem. It says it's the sum of the length of two sides. So there you go. So it says the sum of the lengths of two sides of an isosceles triangle is 8. Then they go on to say that one of its sides equals 3. One of its sides equals 3. This problem that you see there on the blackboard, this is very similar to the one that appeared on page number 200 as number 14 in the 10th edition. In the 10th edition. It is very similar to it. It's not exactly the same thing, but it is very similar to it. This is the 10th edition that I'm talking about. This 10th edition that I'm holding in my hand here is based on the old GRE format, but they have not taken out the quantitative comparison question, and quantitative comparison questions are the ones that a lot of people have trouble with because they sit there actually solve everything. You have to learn, it's a skill, you have to learn that skill, how to solve quantitative comparison questions in an efficient manner. This book contains, as the book that I'm holding in my hand, 10th edition, this book contains seven exams. Each exam has 30 quantitative comparison questions for a total of 210 quantitative comparison questions. You will find solutions to every single one of those quantitative comparison questions at my channel. Just look for them. Look for 10th edition quantitative comparison. And this particular problem, as I said, it appeared on page number 200 of the book that I just showed you as question number 14 in the 10th edition. So what are we going to do here? Let's take a look at it. We're done with all of this thing. Let's erase this thing. Again, we are being asked to compare the perimeter of the triangle. We're being asked to compare the perimeter of the triangle versus the quantity of 12. Let's see what we can do, shall we? It says, okay, let's read one more time. It says sum, okay, I inserted 3 words in the beginning here. It says sum of the two sides, sum of the length of the two sides of an isosceles triangle is 8. I was too lazy to actually erase everything and rewrite it properly. And one of the sides equals 3. Again, very simple. It's an isosceles triangle, and the sum of the two sides has to be 8. The sum of the two sides has to be 8. One possibility is that maybe you're dealing with 5 and a 3, because we know one side is 3. One side has to be 3. So maybe this bottom side is 3 and this side is 5, in which case sum of the two sides would be 8, and this side would also have to be 5 because it's an isosceles triangle. Actually, I made a mistake here. I wanted you to pause the video and do it yourself. It's too late now. So here we get our parameter of 13. 5 plus 5 plus 3. It would have been more fun if I had remembered, actually. I'll tell you to pause the video or solve the problem yourself. Next time you do that on your own. When I set up the problem, get in the habit of pausing the video immediately, solve the problem yourself, and then resume the video and then compare your work against the work that you and I do together, because you will find that you will learn a lot more out of that way than simply watching me solve the problem. Do you understand? Anyway, so the parameter here is 13. In this case, the parameter is 13. The other quantity is 12. The answer in this case is 8. Another possible scenario is that based on the fact that the sum has to be 8, there is no reason why the 5 has to go here and 3 has to go at the bottom. Maybe 5 is at the bottom, just like before. 5 is at the bottom and 3 goes here. Again, we have sum of the length of two sides of an isosceles triangle is 8. These two sides. One of the sides is 3. One of the sides is 3. What they don't tell you is that so is the other side. See, they are not lying to you when they tell you that one of the sides is 3. It just so happens that two of the sides are 3. But when they tell you one of the sides equals 3, this is true. One of the sides does equal 3. In which case, in this case, we'll have 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, which is 6. 6 plus 5 is 11. Here, the parameter would be 11. So here we're comparing 11 versus 12. 11 versus 12, and of course the answer would be D. And therefore the correct answer is D. Correct answer is D. If you're interested in watching the original problem as it appeared in the book, that one you will find on day 35. Where can I insert it? Right here. Go under the set of problems where it says quantitative comparison question, 10th edition. Go to my channel and you will find it there under the GRE section, and look for day 35 quantitative comparison questions of channel 10th edition, and you will find it. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Bye now.